This program brought to you by your local Ford guy. Next week on Extra, rags to riches, how you could become a millionaire, beating asthma without drugs and dangerous side effects, Queensland's most eligible women, brainy, beautiful and available, plus a chance to win a spaceship ride to Japan. Extra 5:30 on 9.
Newsbreak, brought to you by National Mutual.
Good evening, I'm Jo Hall. US and British forces are heading for Kuwait amid fears Iraq is planning another invasion. Thousands of troops amassing on the Kuwaiti border in the biggest Iraqi military build-up in 3 years.
Saddam Hussein has moved his elite Republican guards, 40 to 50,000 troops, to within striking distance of Kuwait. The Americans are not sure what Saddam's up to, but President Clinton today warned he's not distracted by the US mission in Haiti.
Saddam Hussein should be under no illusions. The United States is not otherwise occupied.
The president immediately sent the aircraft carrier George Washington to the Persian Gulf, placed a 3,000-man quick response army unit on alert, moved military supply ships from the Indian Ocean to the Persian Gulf, and ordered the USS Tripoli with 2,000 Marines aboard to steam to the area. The Americans believe Saddam may be trying to pressure the United Nations to lift sanctions against Iraq, imposed since the Gulf War. In the United States, Nick McCallum, National 9 News.
After a marathon 9-hour meeting in Melbourne, the Liberal Party has selected Andrew Peacock's successor in the blue ribbon seat of Kooyong. The new candidate is Victorian Liberal Party director Petro Georgiou.
Greek-born Petro Georgiou has built the Victorian Liberal Party into one of the most effective political machines in Australia, and it's that expertise he's taking to Canberra.
I think the party has taken a very wise decision, and I think it symbolises the party's commitment to devote itself totally to winning the next election.
Mr Georgiou was the party administration's candidate. Organisational heavies were elated, perhaps even a little relieved that he won.
Selecting Petro is sensational. I mean, it sends a message to all Australia. I mean, he is an Australian of enormous political capacity. He's Greek-born, he's made his own way in this country.
In 9 hours of speeches, interviews and ballots, Mr Georgiou easily defeated strong challengers from former Hewson frontbencher Fran Bailey, local government board chief Leonie Burke and lawyer Gerald Ryan. Kooyong is the seat that gave former Prime Minister Robert Menzies and, until recently, Andrew Peacock an unassailable political platform. It's one of the safest seats there is. So, within weeks, Petro Georgiou will step down as State Liberal Party Director and head to Canberra to put some toughness into Alexander Downer's team. Simon Clark, National 9 News.
2 police officers are recovering from gunshot wounds after an armed hold-up and chase in Townsville. 4 shots were fired at the officers after they pursued a car allegedly used in a service station robbery. Both officers were shot in the arm. A man and a woman were arrested. Police in Sydney fear for the safety of a 2-year-old girl missing from her home at the Rocks. Kim Gasper was last seen by her parents yesterday morning, leaving on a day trip with a family friend who normally returned the child on time. Police are appealing to her to contact them. The focus of a worldwide manhunt for Luc Jouret, the head of Switzerland's doomsday cult, has now turned to Australia. Jouret reportedly inquired about travelling to Australia, and telephone records show a large number of calls from a Swiss sect home to Australia. Some Swiss newspapers also claim members of the Solar Temple cult died in Sydney earlier this year. Pakistan has staged a magnificent fight back in the second test against Australia in Rawalpindi. Trailing by 261 after the first innings, Captain Salim Malik led his team back into the game with a brilliant 155. At stumps, the home side is 2 for 324, a lead of 63. Weather around the country tomorrow, fine in most capitals, and an overnight storm for Darwin. And that's the latest news. Good night.
This has been a National 9 News presentation.
Harrison Ford.
Post him back to Whitehall in little pieces.
In the original Tom Clancy thriller.
I want back in.
Patriot Games. Premieres Sunday, 8:30 on 9.